Hi, doclqj here. I just wanted to stop through to share this beautiful ray of sunshine your way in the light of the ending of an amazing month of advocacy for mental health awareness. I wanted to take a moment to kind of cater towards the professionals in this industry now. So, we do all of this really hard work trying to drive people to move away from the stigma associated with mental health, with the idea of seeking help to resolve their emotional, mental, and some of those cognitive structural issues that they come to therapy with. And we oftentimes lead people on that path of self-discovery and to their truth in a way that, it's been a little bit difficult for them. They've struggled with every single day this same disorder, the symptoms of that same disorder, the chaos of their life, right? And then they come into a place where healing, transformative growth, and compassion is supposed to be at the forefront of everything patient care. And then all of a sudden, they don't really get that, do they? If a patient, client, consumer, all of these words are one and the same, is getting compassionate and quality care, because we all want to make sure that efficiency of care is kind of like at the top, right, of everything that we do. But if they're getting that from a clinician, the clinician has to be well balanced as well. The agency, the organization, the place in which this deliverance is coming from has to be together. That house has to be held together. I have a saying as a clinician, and I tell this to all of my clients. If your therapist doesn't have a therapist, I'm not sure that they believe in what they're doing. If they've never had a therapist, should I say, they don't have somebody that is keeping them on their toes and making sure that they're well balanced and making sure that they're on top of their stuff emotionally, making sure that they're doing adequate self-care, because it's one thing to be supervised. It's a whole nother thing, however, to be monitored along that journey, because that's what therapy is about. It's about healing, transforming the way that we do things, not just the way the behaviors on the outside are presenting themselves. The way that we do things starts inside of our mind, starts inside of our spirit. If we move and reshape the spirit, we reshape everything. And that applies to the organizational structure of the agencies in which we as clinicians oftentimes contract with, work for, and otherwise. So, what's this video about? This video is about the reason not just clinicians, but people quit their jobs. So, I can say that in this particular industry, if you're here not for the money and you're here for the care and for the outcome of your consumers, your patients, your clients, you can probably definitely feel kind of where I come from in this video. Patients are oftentimes treated like numbers. The people who are in this field for the right reason are drawn to this field to deliver quality care. A clinician is very much like a woman's gynecologist, a primary care provider for a man or a woman who's receiving very consistent care from a consistent provider. Oftentimes what I see is that clinicians are shuffled and shuffled and shuffled and shuffled along the way. Turnover in agencies is extremely high. And I've only been contracting with agencies, working and hired on with agencies for about 5 or 6 years now. It's been very disappointing, to say the least. What I will say is this. In the light of Mental Health Awareness Month ending, I want all of the business owners, private practice owners, group practice practitioners, who are paired with other practitioners who are part owners as well. I want all of you to do some self-reflection, and I want you to be honest in that self-reflection. I want you to ask yourself, is the climate that I'm creating acceptable for the people who work here with me, even for myself? Okay? So there are a couple of reasons why people kind of come to the conclusion that they're working in a hostile work environment. That is the reason that people quit. People don't quit because they don't like the job they do, because they never would have signed up for it in the first place, especially if it's a career. People quit because there is a lack of compassion for those people who are the epitome of compassion towards other people. Okay? That's the number one reason. I'll break it down a little bit later. Second reason is professionalism. That's a huge one, right? So what is professionalism? When professionalism is lacking, not just clinicians, but people leave their jobs because we're working as human beings so that we can be around other people who are as professional as us. That means that they take care of the job that they're assigned to do, and they do it in a way that says not only are they in accordance with the standards, right, of care, but they have a personal moral compass that drives the results of whatever it is that they're doing. They're putting 180% of self towards anything that they are a part of, right? That's what it means to be professional. You're respectful. Respect has to be there. Gossip is something that happens in every single workplace because people have a tendency to not be expressive of their true feelings and their true selves to people that they work with, people that they are around in general, just period. So it's not just in the workplace, it's in their personal lives too. So I think people need to become more autonomous. I think that would create a better climate for everybody around them that's systemically connected. The last one is simply a hostile work environment. And that is because all of these things that have been aforementioned are things that contribute to that hostile work environment. When people feel like the feedback, the training is inadequate, when they feel like the feedback that they're giving you because they're the ones in the field doing the work, and then they have a team behind them that doesn't quite back the right principles or changes that need to be done in order to deliver more efficient quality care for these consumers that they serve, or patients, or if they're out doing another job, end users. It could be in several occupations. But when people that are working for you do not feel heard, they leave. Because at the end of the day, they want to be heard because they know that there is a problem. And ideally, when there is a problem, the problem needs to be resolved. So the idea was for this particular video to be under 10 minutes. So I'm going to jump into going into that first reason, right? So having a lack of compassion for people who are the epitome of compassionate towards other people means that these people who are helpers, right, in the helping field, whether they are doctors, nurses, attorneys even, okay, therapists, counselors, behavioral ABAs, applied behavior analysts, all of these people who are a part of the process of helping people become more autonomous and more functional in life in general. When we don't care about them, they can feel it because our actions will reflect that. And they will believe it because you'll show them differently than whatever it is that you're saying out of your mouth. The next thing, professionalism. I did kind of elaborate on that by talking about the respect piece being something that's huge and the gossip piece. When there is a lack of respect for self and other people, you tend to gossip. Sometimes it's because you simply don't accept your truth, but that's typically how that is and how that works. So we have to become more professional in the way that we handle the things that we do, in the way that we respect and honor the end users and the consumers as well, because their time is valuable, just like yours. What they need is valuable and should be done, just like you would want something to be done when you ask for someone to do something for you. Follow through is everything. So that is pretty much all I've got. Avoid the hostile work environment. Make people feel like they're a part of the family by creating a transparent environment, by being acceptant and accepting of who and how these people function and what makes them great. Because at the end of the day, the unique characteristic of every single person who is a part of your organization or contributes in some way to your organization, those are things that make the organization, period. All right. That's all I've got, you guys. Thank you so much for catching me. And thank you so much for your commentary. If you leave it for me, and of course, you guys can email me, doclqj at familialbonds.org. And you can leave comments under this video feed on my page or whatever is necessary. And please, please, please do not forget to like and subscribe below. Later days.